Ciao, welcome to Delicious Italian. Today what I'm going to be making is an eggplant dish. Now, many refer to this dish as a parmigiana in Italy, but a parmigiana is not what we refer to as in America, with the breading on the eggplant and a heavy sauce and a heavy load of cheese on top. That's not what we're making today. That's delicious. This is something else, and it's so delicious. Now what I have here are thinly sliced eggplant slices, which I have just lightly fried in vegetable oil. Then with that goes a filling, and in my filling will go these 12 eggs, a couple of tablespoons of freshly minced garlic. It's a lot, but this is a nice flavorful garlicky dish. If you don't like garlic that much, you can cut that back, but really it's perfect that way. Some freshly chopped Italian parsley from my garden. I have some breadcrumbs. These are just dried breadcrumbs. I have Romano cheese here, freshly grated Romano, salt and pepper, and my marinara sauce. My marinara sauce I made ahead of time, and you can watch that on another video. Okay, to get started, I'm going to be adding to this bowl of 12 eggs all of my ingredients, and I'm just going to make this filling. So I like to start with the salt, because when you think about this dish, you can't really taste it until it's done. So a little practice makes perfect here, but what I like to do is think of the number of eggs and think how you would salt that many eggs if you were making, say, scrambled eggs. So I'm going to add some salt, and I think this is going to take a pretty good sized pinch. Okay, so that, little bit more, that is my salt for this dish. Because my Romano has salt, my sauce is already seasoned, and really nothing else needs more seasoning than what I just put in here. So we start with that, and now I can add all my ingredients in. I've pre-measured these ingredients, so I know that this is what I'm going to want to put in. I'm going to add everything right in, my garlic, my breadcrumbs, my Romano cheese right in, my parsley. You give this a stir now, and this just takes a minute to come together. As soon as those eggs absorb all of that breadcrumb and cheese mixture. So I'm just going to stir this around a bit. I'm going to put some pepper in there too. So I'm really seasoning all of the ingredients, but keeping in mind that my sauce is already seasoned and the cheese is salty. So when this is done, it needs to have the consistency of, oh gosh, like a soft, like almost like a souffle consistency if it were already cooked. This will be not stiff. You don't want it to be stiff, and I will show you the consistency in a minute here. All right, so our filling is made, and you could see it just kind of holds itself up on the spoon, and that's pretty much a perfect texture. When this cooks, it's going to firm up a little bit, but you don't want this to be a hard filling. You want this to be nice and soft. If it's hard here, it will be harder once it cooks. So I want it to be nice and soft. And it doesn't matter if it's runny like this. That's perfect. So what I do, I'm having 12 friends over for dinner tomorrow night, and I'm just getting it ready because this is one of those things that really tastes better the next day. What I do is I par-bake it today, and then I finish it tomorrow by baking it one more time. So it really enhances the flavor to do it that way. However, it's delicious on the first day too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my marinara sauce right on the bottom of this pan. And I am making a lot of eggplant here. I have lots more than what I showed you. So the way I proceed with this is I take a piece of eggplant and I just put a scoop of filling right in there and set it right down on my sauce. Now you kind of have to judge. You just want like a tablespoon in there. These are nice, nice big slices of eggplant, not too big, but really just right. So you can see I'm just kind of folding it over. It's not really rolled. It doesn't need to be. It'll just hold like that. And I'm going to continue this process until I've filled my pan. So I'm just continuing on here. I'm almost done using all of my eggplant. And there we go. This for this pan anyway. There we go. Let's do another one here. So it's a quick process. It's a little bit of preparation beforehand, but it is well worth the effort. Now I will simply top these eggplant, and you can see how nice they look with my sauce, just like that. Pretty much going to cover these with sauce. And like I said, this is a simple and delicious marinara sauce. It's a little bit chunky. It's got some nice herbs in there. If you like a smooth sauce, you can use an immersion blender or any kind of tool you like for pureeing something. So a fair amount of sauce on here. Now this will all fill in the gaps here. I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil and pop it in a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Our eggplant is still in the oven. It needs to bake for 30 minutes today, 30 minutes tomorrow, right before my guest comes, so it'll be nice and hot. 400 degrees is about right. And I got a little one here so that I could just give it a try. Always like to know what I'm serving before I serve it, but I've never had a problem with this, so I know it's going to be delicious. I'll give it a go. That is such a delicious dish. I hope you'll try it at home, and I hope you'll join me again for more Delicious Italian. Buon appetito!